Pay-per-view 330. Islam versus Machado Garry, starting from the first card of the night, going to the last, recapping every single thing that happened. And starting with the first fight, Jeremiah Wells versus Miktabik Oralbai. I think this was depressing. This was sad. Our ancestor, our bloodline took a hit and faded away when Oralbai got slimed out. The sad part about this one is, though, more that he got destroyed and submitted, is that I can't cheer for this guy anymore. I've lost my love for Oralbai. I feel it. He's just like Makhachev. He's just like Brahimaj. He avoids the fight at all cost. That's what it was in the first two rounds. You look at round one, round two, he got outstriked brutally. I mean, this doesn't show the whole story. That's like little baby strikes on the ground. But these are all like, as soon as he would avoid the fight, take him down and do little pitter-patter strikes on the ground. He had so much control time. It was insane. And he would just hold Jeremiah Wells down and do absolutely nothing. Avoid the fight over and over again. That was the first two rounds. But every beginning of the round when Jeremiah Wells was on the feet, he was tagging up Oralbai, and Oralbai was showing it like hard. That he was taking those hits hard. And I was really telling that something was going to happen in the third. And I said to myself in the third, I was like, dude, he's in trouble bad. You go to the third round, opening up. You got the Philly guy, 39 years old, and you're losing this guy, by the way. Dude, what are you, 28, but you look 80? That's ridiculous. And Jeremiah Wells cracks him with a right hand, huge right overhand. And then Oralbai actually opens his eyes for the first time in his life and panic shoots, takes down, and gets snatched up in the nastiest guillotine I've ever seen. And he gets put to sleep immediately. It only took like 5 seconds. Fight's over. Jeremiah Wells half retires after I put one glove down. If they give me a ranked opponent, just retire. Just retire. They're not giving you a ranked opponent if you're begging for it. They don't do that. So, prospect killed. Guy retired. Terrible outcome. Horrible outcome. But these guys aren't warriors. So, speaking of not a warrior, Ramiz Brahimaj versus Neil Magny. Holy shit. I love this website. Ramiz versus Magny. It went crazy. Boring. Ramiz shot a takedown, immediately got it instantly. Neil Magny wasn't even thinking about defending the takedown whatsoever in the first round, and he got smudged for the entire first round. But Ramiz has got zero cardio. Even against Neil Magny, it was so bad. In the second round, he got the takedown, and he was smudging Neil Magny for half a round. But as soon as Neil Magny shows any sign of, hey, I can actually fight back, he reverses Ramiz, and he starts wailing on him. The first hit that he lands puts Ramiz like on his face, and then Neil Magny starts wailing, and it eventually led to a TKO. But Ramiz, terrible, horrible performance. Smudging doesn't work. It will never work. Smudging doesn't work. There you go, Oralbai. There you go, Ramiz. It's not working, and you're getting KO'd by the Alliance. That's what's happening. And the next one is Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. This was a good one. Now, this was a really good performance, and I thought it was amazing for what he did against Tobias. He debuted. He was a Brazilian kickboxing champion, Lucas Fernando. Tobias was just like his bipolar. He lost to Nurgajai, and Lucas Fernando picked him apart for 3 rounds. And eventually, I think he landed a knee to the body that absolutely hurt Tobias, and he quit. Tobias quit. Like it wasn't like a brutal TKO. He just did quit. So Lucas Fernando landed a nasty knee to the body and made Rafael Tobias quit. Not much to say about this fight. He did just stay around, pick him apart. He was super elusive and super hard to predict. Like you didn't know what kind of strikes this guy was going to throw. It really could have been anything. And that's what I think made it super hard for Tobias, because that knee came out of nowhere. He was not throwing knees out of nowhere. Hurt him. He just quit the fight. Luque versus Tresean Gore. You fucking close together eyes, idiot. You disappointed me. He absolutely disappointed me. You get a 42-year-old Luque in front of you. You have him almost KO'd in the second. Brutally almost KO'd in the second. And you can't finish him in the third? You can't do anything, Tresean? Absolutely disappointing. Look at this. This is round 2. 51-10. Most of these were significant strikes, too. 24 of them were significant strikes. That's half. Half of your things are significant strikes to 10. You're not finishing the fight. and you had to get a locked in. Round 1 was very uneventful. Round 2, you had a locked in arm triangle, and literally this is what Luque looked like. He went, and Trayshawn couldn't finish it. He's 8-4 now. That's a terrible record, but horrible. And you barely beat Luque. You disappoint me. I hate you. That's what I think about Trayshawn. He absolutely disappointed me in this fight. You're given a legend of the sport and you're not even trying. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, these retirement fights, he didn't even retire. Luque's still good. Luque could beat his ass. And 9 times out of 10, I could beat Gore. 9 times out of 10. Run it back. I want to see it again. Because that shit pissed me off hard. It was a domination, though. I'm not going to say barely. It was a domination. But the fact that you dominated him like this and you couldn't do anything, that annoys me. On the next one. Dante Johnson versus Eric McConaughey. Dude. I don't know if Dante Johnson even approved. The fight did not last long at all. It was 1 minute and 38, and he was swinging like an idiot the entire time. Like a brute. And Eric McConaughey is not a brute like that. He's more on the outside, pick a party. And Dante Johnson's getting in and swinging like a brute, not crossing over his legs. He did improve that part of his game. He's not crossing over his legs every single time, but he really just started throwing crazy shots, swinging for the fences, and he does a straight right down the pipe, full power, and Johnson's snot goes flying. McConaughey, oh my God. McConaughey's snot goes flying everywhere, and Johnson... He had 3 follow-up shots, and on one of his follow-up shots, he pulled back with his elbow and elbowed Keith Peterson right in the face. And then Keith Peterson literally went, ah, and went straight down. I thought that was really funny. So he made a fan of me. He got 2 KOs in one night. Very, very impressive, Dante Johnson. It's like a 200% win rate. He's undefeated, still undefeated. I do think he's going to have a ceiling. And he also wants to move down from welterweight. Down to welterweight, which is really crazy because he was a pretty large dude. He says he wants 3 belts. I don't know. I think our ceiling's soon, especially if we move to welterweight, where they are really good there. So that was a rough one. Eric McConaughey, he's there to fraud check people, but I think this guy's actually good. Dude. I got a burp. Okay. This fight pissed me off. The first round, and Edouard Chaplin is amazing. He's going to be ranked one day. This was a really good performance on short notice. He's a dirty little cheater. He's a cheater. In the first round, he goes to put a punch. He goes to punch Charles, and he sticks his finger out and pokes him right in the eye. And Jason Herzog doesn't see it. And Charles Johnson's like, he poked me in my eye. And it was a clear poke. And I have no clue how he didn't see it. And then he's running around, his eyes poked. And then he gets on a down position, and Edouard Chaplin knees him in the fucking face. And so he's got 2 fouls in a row. Egregious fouls. Like, these are actually egregious fouls. And Jason Herzog, he's like, I'm going to take a point. Like, they only addressed the eye after that. And Charles Johnson took so much unnecessary damage in that round with not a lot of wrestling time. And I really do think that affected the next round that's going to happen. We're in the first minute or 2 of the round. They're exchanging back and forth. And Edouard Chaplin lands a nasty left hook and puts Charles Johnson down hard. I thought he was going to be asleep, but Edouard Chaplin celebrated before the fight was stopped. And if he would have followed up, he would have won the fight, but his ego got in the way. And Charles Johnson survived to the next round. And he did really good. And then in the third round, his takedowns that he was shooting for actually started to work. And he got to the back of Eduardo Chaplin. And this was really impressive. And he got a body triangle while standing. Eduardo Chaplin tries to turn into him and take him down. And Charles Johnson gets a Scottish twister. Second one ever. Very impressive. Of course, it's Charles Johnson who gets it. He gets Sula Webb stretched in his last fight. Comes back and gets the Scottish twister. Rare sub to rare sub. Very, very impressive from Johnson. It's just kind of disappointing to see how ass he is against a guy that debuted on 2 nights' notice. Like, I want him to be so good, and he's really good sometimes, but he's really horrible sometimes. You know, I was thinking this is the kind of guy that Charles Johnson loses to, and it might be sometimes, and it was sad, but it was a really impressive performance at the end, but I really thought he was going to be knocked out. Chidi Njokuani versus Joel Alvarez. You plotty plodster fucking Spanish weirdo. You. Dude. You were telling me you fucking plotted towards this guy, Muay Thai guy, for 3 rounds, got outstruck, and you're just smiling going, huh. The entire time you're just plotting forward, and you get outstruck the entire time. You're a submission guy. I'm not going to shoot a takedown. I don't even want to talk about this fight. This is making me so angry. What are you doing? People thought you were going to be a champion. At least I did. Sorry. But you were fucking plotting and you will never be anything in your life, Joel. Ever. Never. This guy's done and he's done. Chidi Njokuani is terrible too. If he would have got to the ground, he would have been subbed. This is a stupid fight. And Joel Alvarez, check him in for fraud. Check him in for fight fixing. Edson Barbosa versus Esteban Ribovics. I couldn't even be entertained during this fight. It was so sad. And Barbosa retired. And it was really sad. That was also really sad. A legend of the sport. Very fun fighter with a lot of cool kicks, cool kick knockouts. And, you know, why are they giving Unks the Terminators, bro? Darren Elkins gets Yadier Deval. Edson Barbosa gets Esteban Ribovics. Like, why are they giving these guys the most dangerous people of all time? I don't understand it. I don't get it. They want these Unks dead. Like, bad. Like, they gave Jeremiah Wells oral bite. He pulled it off somehow. It was really impressive. But, Edson Barbosa got absolutely destroyed. His face got bloodied up horrible, and Esteban Ribovics knocked him out in the second. And it was like the sad stoppage. Like, Herb Dean just slowly, I hate you, Herb. And he slowly grabbed Rivic's belly and barely pulled him back. And Barbosa knew he was out and he lost. And I really want to pull attention to the stupidest thing I've ever heard DC say ever. When Barbosa was on the stool for the first round, he said, you know, it's not even going to look like he's going to win this fight. They should just call it. What? He doesn't look like he's going to win this fight, so they should just call it. What are you talking about? We could have said that for Mikdabik Oralbai versus Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells slept Oralbai. It wasn't looking like he was going to win the fight, but guess what? It happened. Shut up, DC. I hate you. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Dustin Stoltzfus. This was bad. This was bad. And I in my mind's eye, I thought to myself, I picked Malik to win. And before I said, I changed my pick while I was watching this fight. And I was like, I see in my mind's eye Dustin Stoltzfus fraud checking this guy. Like, bad. And he absolutely fraud checked Malik. Because he got the takedowns whenever he wanted the takedowns, period. He got the takedowns in the first whenever he wanted. There was no resistance on these takedowns. Malik has horrible wrestling, especially against Dustin Stoltzfus. 2 takedowns whenever he wanted. Attempted to, got to, easy. And he just dominated. The ground and pound from Stoltzfus in the end of the first round was telling how the rest of this fight was going to go. Because he ended the first round with brutal ground and pound. I mean, it was really bad. And even at one point, it was one of the craziest things ever. This was in the second round. He got on the back in the second round. He like jumped up and looked like Spider-Man and did like a flying punch to the ground. And it literally flipped Malik over and out cold. And I was like, holy shit, dude. This guy's ground and pound is so nasty. For like a mid-level, like unranked fighter, his ground and pound is some of the best I've ever seen. And he absolutely ground and pound in the first, and then the second he got the takedown. No, he doesn't. He got taken down. He reversed it, and he ground and pound to the TKO. It was really impressive. Malik got too many layup wins, and when he got an actual decent opponent like Belgori or Stoltzfus, he just crumbles. You need to build these guys better than this. Jalen Turner versus Cowboy Fernandez. There's not much to talk about this fight at all. It literally went like this: play by play, beat by beat. Cowboy throws a couple leg kicks. He's feeling himself. Jalen Turner pushes forward. Cowboy throws a spinning back fist, gets caught with a left hook, and gets slept cold with ground and pound. That's literally all it was. It took 9 strikes. And Jalen, you're really good at fighting. I don't know why you had to make me hate you by retiring and then coming back just for attention. Come on, Jalen. But yeah, Cowboy I don't even know why I thought he could do anything. That was an idiot move. He beat Harry Hardwick. How bad is Harry Hardwick? Oh my God. But Jalen Turner's also a weight bully. 6'3". Like, you move down, Cowboy. And Jalen, keep going, man. If you can make it, keep going. I would like to see Jalen versus Drew Dober. think that's the matchup to make. I think that one's a fun one. On to the next one. Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robinson. Also, not much to say about this fight either, because it really was just one-sided. And Mackenzie Dern destroyed Jillian. Like, it was a nothing burger of a fight, and Mackenzie Dern was just complete domination, but with no finishing instincts, like, at all. Round 1, she almost had the sub, and she almost had Jillian out, and we're like, oh my god, this is the most entertaining women's fight in the world, blah, 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 but she didn't get it. And Jillian only landed 4 strikes total, 3 significant on the feet. As soon as she got taken down, it was over. And that's how every single round went. Round 2, the striking was good, got taken down, round over. She got held down. And Mackenzie was throwing some ground and pound. I'll give her that. She was throwing some ground and pound. But this one, round 2, she was just looking for a leg entanglement, and it got really weird and boring. I don't know why she did that, but she abandoned that for the 3rd and 4th. So in the 3rd, she also took her down, 1. 4th, took her down, 1. Like, it really was just that happening over again. But not in round 5. Round 5, she went for that weird leg entanglement, and she went to an inverted position with her ass in the air. I don't know if this is like a marketing strategy or what. And then Jillian Robertson just rained down ground and pound the entire round, but nothing was landing hard because I don't think Jillian Robertson can hurt anybody with her fist. She is just a jiu-jitsu girl, and she has no power. She needs to train that a lot better. But Jillian Robertson got absolutely dominated. Mackenzie Dern will be dominated by Weili. Even though Weili's off in plastic surgeryville with makeup and dancing with AI cats on her Instagram, it's crazy. She would still come back and whoop Mackenzie Dern's ass. I don't even think it would be close. So Dern versus Robertson, very boring. But you know what? It was probably the most exciting fight. It was crazy. It was the most exciting title fight in this card. Because you go to Garry versus Makhachev. Total fight, by the way. Full fight. Only like 50 significant strikes landed. That's it. Between both of them, over 5 rounds. And Dana White, I got it right. I picked Islam. I got it right. But I'm not happy about this. I don't even want Garry to win. I hate them both. And I hate them both. They're so super boring. And this is not all to blame on Islam. It's equally to blame on Garry. Dana said, Garry had no finishing instincts out there. If he had an ounce of a killer instinct, he would have won that fight. True. I agree. Dog on Islam. Islam has no killer instincts. We need to get rid of the term that these guys are modern gladiators, because I disagree. These guys are not modern gladiators. They are not even close to modern gladiators. Because if I could hump someone's leg for 5 minutes and be called a modern gladiator, God, I would love that. I would love to be able to hump someone's leg for 5 minutes and be called a modern gladiator. The first round, Islam literally kneed Ian Garry's thigh for 5 minutes. That's it. That's all that happened. I was like, oh, okay, this might just be a 1-round thing, and then it'll get better, and then nothing's going to happen, right? Round 2, gets the takedown, holds Ian down in half guard for 5 minutes. 2 in a row, Islam. You're getting to welterweight, and you can't weight bully them around like the lightweights, and now you're just holding them down? Okay. You're going to even go for a sub attempt? No. But he does in the round 2, when Ian Garry does eventually get up, get a head kick with the toes against Ian Garry's face. That's all. And I'm going to praise that. That was awesome, and I love that Ian Garry felt pain in the octagon. But that's it, all he did. And there was nothing more. It doesn't go beyond that. Because in round 3, he lost. Like, he got a takedown, and Ian popped right back up, and he just got picked apart, and he got his nose broken. Dude, this guy's face was absolutely destroyed after this fight. And Ian was unscratched. And he got beat this round. And I thought he got beat very decisively, and everyone did. And I was like, and thinking that, I'm watching this round, I'm like, oh my God, Ian's going to be world champion. He's going to be world champion. The cuck of the MMA community is going to be the world champion. No. Because round 4 happened. And I thought he won again. Look at that, 41-7. He was being pushed against the cage, and he was outworking Islam. But the judges gave that to Islam. Crazy. It was a clinch round. That's all it was Makhachev pushing him against the cage, getting takedowns. Ian pops right back up. And round 5, I thought Ian won round 4. So I was like, oh my God, it's all up to round 5. It's going to happen. 7-0 significant strikes. And I even thought in the end, I was like, Ian could have won that. He really could have. I didn't think he did, but he could have. The first 2 minutes, Ian was outstriking and beating him. And then he was an idiot and blitzed in. And then he got the back taken on the takedown. The fight was over. Any other fight, this would have been separated multiple times. I want that to be known. And I don't want to defend Ian Garry, but I have to. And Islam cheated half the fight. He dug his toes in between the canvas and the cage and held them there. He cheated. Any other fight, these fouls would have been called out. Any other fight, it would have been separated for the clinch. He gets biased, and Ian Garry gets hated on. And he deserves it. But why does Islam not get this? He cannot be the GOAT with performances like this. He can win 8 more, but he'll never be the GOAT. Like, that's serious. It's ridiculous. An amazing card, and you ruin it, you freak. And you're just as bad too, Ian. I hate you. But thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Watch the next video.